Hey, welcome to Secondhand Blasters. This is Normatico here, and today we are talking about some strange happenings that are going on in Casa Normatico. Those things that everyone's apparently getting a blaster tie-in these days, though not always with Hasbro. We are actually looking at the Adventure Force Stranger Things series. This is the Babysitter's Bat Blaster. Babysitter's Bat Blaster. Say that about 10 times fast. Anyways, this is straight out of Stranger Things Season 2, featuring Steve Harrington. I'm pretty sure they actually called him Steve the Hair Harrington, but whatever. And it is based on the baseball bat that he used when he was trying to protect the kids that he became the de facto babysitter to in Season 2. The blaster itself has a pretty decent size. That's about almost 2 feet long, I'd say. Roughly. It will extend once you actually prime the handle, so it is pretty decent. It does have a foam rubber shell on the outside, and of course you have the internals on the inside, and you have the spiked nails that are made out of a soft rubber. Very soft, very bendy, very safe. The blaster itself claims that it can go up to 80 feet. We're actually going to put that to the test. And see just how far it can go and how fast it can blast out. It does have, like I said, soft plastic shell, and it explains everything here and how to utilize the blaster. You do have 3 darts in here. It has 3 different waffle darts with different head colors, red, yellow, and blue. So we're going to see how this looks. We are going to go ahead and actually unbox this one, but first I'm going to introduce the next blaster that I have from the Stranger Things series. There are 3 total blasters. I only have the 2 right now. I am talking about Lucas's Slingshot blaster. Now, Lucas's Slingshot blaster, it claims that it can go up to 100 feet. I have seen a similar design with Air Warriors. We're going to see just how well this performs. I like the fact that this actually has metal on it, and that is an actual bungee cord. So we will see. But first, let's do the bat. While I'm actually unboxing this one, I will tell you that the third blaster is one of the Demigorgon. It's kind of neat, very gimmicky, where you actually pull the trigger and the mouth just opens up and the darts fire with a smart AR system. That one I did not purchase only because of the fact that I only could get 2 at one time, and I wanted these 2 first only because of the fact that the performance and baseball bat blaster, come on. Why wouldn't you pick this? Now for the unboxing. Okay, so this is a pretty long box. I can't really do close up very well with it, so bear with me as I scroll. Let's find where this thing's taped at. I will say that the box design is actually really cool. This is 80s-tastic. It reminds me of the background images that we used to get with our pictures when we were in elementary school in the 80s. Now I feel old. Very handsome color though, the purple and the blue. This is my next blaster color design. Alright, that's pretty simple. So these are just traditional Adventure Force waffle head darts. They're pretty good, not the best. We're going to test using these as well as the Dart Zone red chili darts, which in my opinion just perform better. And then of course our baseball bat. The only thing that would be better on this bat, honestly, is if we were able to have it say like Louisville Slugger or something, only because of the fact that that is the most popular brand of bat that I remember as a kid. It looks like it has Braille on here too. That's kind of cool. Not Braille, Morse code. Morse code. It has Morse code on here. I am actually going to have to see if I can translate this. That's kind of cool. Interesting. Okay, so Stranger Things really are afoot. they put Morse code on this bat. Now, I am a fan of Stranger Things. I've seen all of the seasons so far, and I know that Morse code plays a heavy role in season 1 when Bill is actually stuck in the upside down world. So I wonder if this translates to the message that his mother actually sends to him using Morse code, or that he sends to his mom using Morse code. So yeah, this will be interesting. I want to decode this. I love a good puzzle. All right, so the way this blaster works, of course, you actually just pull back on the priming handle, and that is primed, and then the trigger is there, right? It should be there. That's very quiet. Pull back, push forward. All right. I will tell you that when it comes to how the decoration is on this blaster, I think it's really cool. You can actually see the faux wood there. They actually put the cracks in there. Let me get it close to the camera so I can focus. There you go. And it is along the handle as well. Now, this handle itself, it is hard plastic, and it actually feels pretty good. I'm not going to lie. It's a smaller bat, but this is, you can, yeah. All right, well, this is very similar to the Minecraft Heart Stealer in the sense that it is a melee and a ranged weapon. I would not recommend beating anybody with this because, ooh. Okay, so yeah, even though these are soft, that does hurt if it hits you a little bit. Not gonna lie, it's, yeah, no. All right, boys and girls, do not hit anyone upside the head with this, because yeah, no, this is gonna be that's gonna be a bad time. Yeah, no, do not take a full swing with this one. This one, let me reverse what I said. This is not a melee weapon. This is definitely ranged. The gimmick is pretty awesome, though. So, yeah. It's a very quiet shot. Does have an air restrictor in there, obviously. I'm sure that could possibly be removed. I see that there are screws here where you can actually disassemble the blaster, which is kind of neat. I'm sure that this right here, once you disassemble the blaster itself, this can actually just peel off. That's the way it's looking like to me, at least. And right up here, this tip is spongy plastic. All right. So it's firm, but I can still dig in it a little bit. So, all right. I don't know what to think about that. Okay. You do you. The actual butt of the bat itself, it is that foam rubber as well. So, yeah. I wonder if this is actually a metal tube in here. It sounds like there's a lot of metal interior, that noise that I heard. We'll see. Now, this blaster itself does retail for $19.97 at Walmart. I will tell you right now that this blaster is not on sale, and it probably won't be going on sale for a while, only because you are paying the Netflix tax with Adventure Force. However, at $19.97, I'm going to tell you that this is actually a decent price for what it is, especially since the closest alternative that is via Hasbro with the Minecraft series, that one is $24.99, and that one's been actually out on market for quite a while and has not yet seen a price drop. So this one, being Adventure Force, it's obviously going to be a little bit less expensive, and it might actually perform better than the Heart Stealer because it's Adventure Force, it's Dart Zone. This is a Dart Zone product. They actually promoted it on their website. So, yeah, I expect good things out of this blaster. But now, let's take a look at the Slingshot. All right, so let's unbox Lucas's Slingshot blaster. So, of course, you have the picture of Lucas right here. Let's go ahead and turn this around so you can see it. And I believe that this one was used in Season 2. This was when they were doing the battle at the actual shopping mall against the much larger, I don't even remember what that creature was called. I know they did the Demigorgon in Season 1. Vecna is in Season 4. I guess this one's like, I'm going to call it the Ultra Gorgon. Whatever. Anyways. Okay, so let's go ahead and take out the tape here. Again, the same style as the Bat Blaster on the box. Very 80s-tastic. I'm expecting to see a picture of like the space shuttle or something on here because, everyone had a picture of the space shuttle in the 80s in a room. Mercy. Now this one says distances up to 90 feet. I've seen Air Warriors say that it can go up to 100 feet. So we'll see. I'm pretty sure that we can actually get past 90 feet with this thing. It's really dependent on how strong your arm is. Now, one thing I do not appreciate, only because of the fact that I'm an environmentalist at heart, is that it does not have plastic-free packaging. But if this is something that's supposed to be based on a show that is heavily influenced by the 80s and 80s pop culture, I understand it, because we didn't care about stuff like that in the 80s. I'm sorry, future generations. The millennial kids, we started to worry, but whatever. I'll get off my soapbox. So it looks like we get 6 of their long distance darts. I'll be honest with you, I'm fond of these darts. I've had a couple of blasters that have these darts. I wish that they would actually sell these instead of the waffle darts, or well, sell them in addition to the waffle darts on the store shelves, because again, you only get them when they're stock, and they actually work pretty well. I put them as being better than the actual elite darts. So that's pretty much what we get. Blaster. This is the arm guard, which I'm sure I'll have to figure out how to do this. Yep. If that's, yeah. We can tell who had a slingshot when he was younger. Hint, it wasn't me. All right, well, that actually took me a little bit longer than I care to admit. You have to be smarter than the blaster sometimes. So putting it together, it's pretty simple. It turns out this, you actually just have to press that in there really hard, and that clips in. It does only fit one way, and it does have a little bit of wiggle room right there. So just to give you a heads up, in case you get this, I thought it was a screw-on, but no, you actually have to pull or push really hard on there. Operating this blaster, it is pretty simple. It's just like a slingshot. You actually pull back on the bungee itself, and then you let go. The dart flies out of here. Now, depending on how far back you pull the slingshot, depends on how far the dart goes. Of course, one of the problems with a blaster like this is that if you do not just let go completely, that bungee might hit your hand and it'll slow down the dart significantly. So we're actually going to go ahead and put this through the chronograph test, and then we're going to go ahead and do a range test on both this and the Babysitter's bat. I am not going to do an accuracy test on either of these blasters, simply because of the fact that if I learned one thing with the Heartseeker is that these are not meant for accuracy. It is definitely all about the gimmick. This one itself, it is a slingshot. That's going to rotate constantly. So I've never used a slingshot when I was younger, so my accuracy is not going to be a one to judge by. I don't want to judge the blaster too harshly due to my own inadequacy. But yeah, I will say it's kind of fun. So we are out with the Babysitter Bat Blaster, and we're going to see just how far we have to be to still be able to hit the Demigorgon. The waffle darts were tested. I don't know if we got the 80 feet that it promotes on the box, but now we're going to try their distance darts and see how far these go. All right, so we're going to be doing a range test now with Lucas's Slingshot Blaster. I'm going to be doing 4 shots. I'm going to use 2 waffle darts and 2 distance darts. See if this can actually get to the 90 feet that it promotes. Waffle dart starting first. Gonna go measure that distance and we'll be right back. Okay, so with the waffle darts, we got about 75 to 80 feet. With the distance darts, we got up to right around 87 feet. However, I just looked and we were shooting into a headwind that is going about, I want to say 5 miles an hour. So when I shot when I shot with the wind, I was able to launch the dart going about 120 feet. So this is an honest blaster and kind of fun. I will say that aiming it, though, is kind of difficult because naturally the way it works, it's going to want to always angle upwards unless you actually kind of do this awkward aim down. So now I will tell you, is this blaster worth it? $9.97 at Walmart. I'm not mad at that. I would have paid easily $15 for this. So yeah, great price point for a fun time. Go and actually get this blaster. Okay, so here are my final thoughts regarding Lucas's Slingshot Blaster. I'm going to tell you right now, this is fun. The mechanism behind it, the firing mechanism, it's really smooth. I will warn you that the only problem that I've run into the fact is that when I let go of this, sometimes my fingers will get caught. They'll snag, so they'll slow down the release. But other than that, this is a fun blaster. For $9.97, you can't beat that. This is a pretty solidly built blaster. I will warn parents, this is actual hard metal. So if you give this to an 8-year-old who's throwing a temper tantrum, be careful because they might want to just throw this or hit it against something, and that's going to hurt somebody, especially a family pet, for example. But however, when it comes to actually proper usage, it doesn't fire at such a fast rate of speed that it's going to destroy anything inside the house. So this is one you can actually use indoors or outdoors. The range on it is spectacular for what it is. I got over 100 feet with this, which is really good. It only promotes up to 90 feet. With a good wind, I got 120 feet. So, we got almost 90 feet going into the wind. So, all right, $9.97, not bad. I highly recommend this one. Pick it up at Walmart. It is on shelves. This is the Stranger Things Lucas's Slingshot Blaster. Now, the next blaster, which was the Babysitter's Bat Blaster, I love this thing. I can't tell you how much I enjoy this. The gimmick is fantastic. For cosplay purposes for Stranger Things, this would work fantastic. If you were actually wanting to cosplay as Negan from The Walking Dead, you could go ahead and get this. Get some plastic-looking barbed wire, wrap it around, and congratulations, you have Lucille. That is pretty cool. $19.97 is not a bad price for this. The gimmick is really fun. I will tell you that it outperforms the Minecraft Heartseeker without a problem. Stock. When you actually modify the Heartseeker, it comes up to this actual blaster's performance. Now, I have heard people say that they can get up to 85 feet per second with this. I do not necessarily believe that because I have tested it repeatedly, and the maximum that I got was 80 feet per second. And unless they're using some sort of special darts that I don't know about, there's no way you're going to get that unmodified. Now, and just to let you know, I've run all of the darts. I've run the bamboo darts, I've run the ruby darts, I've run the waffle head darts, I've run standard elite darts. They all get roughly the same feet per second. So there you have it. 1997, not a bad bargain. The only warning I will give you people, again, I said this before, this is not the best melee weapon. That could cause injury if you were to do this really hard against someone's head. Not necessarily because of the foam rubber on the actual bat itself, but because of these nails. Even though they are rubber, that little sharp edge, it actually does dig in just a little bit in the skin, and it's not going to physically hurt them and cause bleed damage, but it is going to be a little bit of a sharp pain for them. So try to stay away from that. If you actually are going to buy this for an 8-year-old, make sure that they know that they are not to hit their little brother with this or any of their friends with this. Now, that being said, if you are going into a LARP-style battle with like buffer weapons, that's a different story. I think that this can handle its own because the impact that this can take is pretty decent. Also, you can actually do a little sneak attack where, you block with this and then fire. So there's that. Ultimately, it is up to you how you're going to use this. Now, regarding the secret message, I have to give kudos to Dart Zone and whoever actually created this blaster. They did rebrand it as an Adventure Force blaster for doing their market research. The Morse code on here, I was expecting something from Season 1. Actually, I was reminded of a phrase that Steve says in Season 2 constantly. As you know, if you watch Stranger Things, he was always complaining about having to babysit the kids all the time. So sure enough, in Morse code, the message reads, always the babysitter. So kudos to Dart Zone for putting that on there. I really hope that there's some sort of like augmented reality competition where you get to win a prize for translating this. I'll submit my answer to them, and we'll see what happens there. That said, I am glad that they actually chose something from Stranger Things and didn't try to rickroll us or try to do some sort of reference to A Christmas Story where it says, be sure to drink your Ovaltine. Because, I mean, that would have been funny, but it would have kind of also been disappointing at the same time. So yeah, 1997, I do recommend this one also. I am actually going to see if I can't get a hold now of the Demigorgon Blaster, only because I was impressed with these two. And for the price that you're paying for them, which is really not that much, the value is definitely there. And for Stranger Things fans, definitely so. So yeah. I do want to go ahead and remind you all that we are running a competition where once I actually get to 200 subscribers, I'm going to be giving away another blaster. I've already given away one of those. My X-Shot Crusher is gone out the door and is now in the hands of its new owner. So please go ahead and like and subscribe, share my videos, and I'll tell you what, if you actually share my video with somebody and they subscribe and they tell you, hey, listen, let them know that I subscribed because of you, go ahead and actually shoot me an email, and I will make sure that when time comes to do the drawing, you will actually have 2 entries into the hat instead of just the standard 1. So just go ahead and actually do that and help my channel grow. I do want to thank you all for watching Secondhand Blasters. Until next time, this has been Normatico. Keep on blasting.